Greetings. The following podcast may include stories featuring dumb people doing really dumb things, some nonsensical segments, and some saucy language. Consider yourself sufficiently warned. Now enjoy the show.
And now, coming to you live from the tri-state area and San Francisco, California, it's the best part of Wednesday, Waffle Box, with your hosts, Mike Fish and Kush Hayes.
Ooh, welcome to Waffle Box, the podcast where we talk about anything, everything, and nothing all at the same time. Coming up on episode 119, where do you draw the line with emotional support animals? Let's discuss. Cardi B gets the birthday quiz treatment. Okay. That's what she says. We're talking not movies, but we've got a TV show review coming up for you as well, and much more. I'm Mike Fish, and I'm joined as always by the main man from San Fran. It's Mr. Kush Hayes. Kush, how you doing, my man?
What's good, y'all? Kush Hayes here, coming to you with another edition of the Waffle Box. It is the original Waffle Box. It's the best part of Wednesdays because you accept no substitutes. Coming all the way from the future home of Super Bowl 60. You love us because we do this. We do this because we love you. Producer Lathan, what's good, son?
Another day, another dollar, am I right, fellas? And you know what?
Yeah.
Today is my favorite day of the year because it's National Pet Obesity Awareness Day, which
Ooh.
means I get to call my cat a fat fuck without feeling guilty. You have to enjoy the little things in life.
I don't think that's...
I'm surprised you didn't just jump to it and call her a fat pussy, but you do you.
Hey, I'm more of a fat pussy. But yeah, I don't think you're like, it's a day to be more aware of your obese pets. I think it's something else. But, you know, hey, you do you, Lathan. You do you.
Yeah.
Um,
This is definitely not a holiday in Europe or in Ethiopia.
No, I'm pretty sure it's just a beast. Everything's a beast in America.
Mm-hmm.
So
This is definitely a United States holiday.
even like the vegetables are a beast. I remember the first time I went to a grocery store when I moved over here. I was like, the fucking size of those carrots. They're like my arm. Like, what are you pumping into things over here? Good Lord.
Hmm.
There you go.
Yeah. When I was in the Netherlands back, I never talk about it, of course, but when I was, went to check out a little spot that sold fried chicken from Kentucky, and those portions are itty bitty. And a buddy of mine over here, they're like, it's because we pump all our shit through full of steroids. And I was like, yeah, this might be the one time I'm in support of steroids.
I want to get more chicken for my money. I want my chickens to be able to hit 500 home runs a season. Pump them into steroids. I want to see a good home run derby.
I mean, if that chicken is hitting home runs, we ain't cooking it. Like that thing's a breadwinner. That thing's going to bring us home a pennant.
Hell yeah! Stick it on the Yankees. Cause we need it. But yeah, anyway, other than that, seven more days have passed on this spherical wonder that we call home. What have you been up to, Kush?
Just surprised at people's reactions to the fact there's a Beyonce concert movie coming out now. A lot of people seem to be like very unhappy about it, or at least in the one little variety thread I was reading. And it's also just like, I'd like you guys to show me the gun that's being held to your head that makes you have to go see this movie in December. It's not that big a deal, guys.
Otherwise, it's like what we talked about last week. Taylor Swift's got something similar coming out soon. I don't give a fuck. But it's okay.
Yeah.
If you want to see it, see it. If you don't. It's all right.
You don't have to.
If it's going to be okay, sweetie.
Otherwise, stayed out of the heat, stayed away from Fleet Week, discovered there's a new series of Quantum Leap, and I'm only about a handful of episodes into it, but the nicest thing I could say is felt like I was watching Quantum Leap.
I mean, I guess that is a compliment.
Didn't feel like I was watching the new Quantum Leap. Didn't feel like I was watching a show just called Quantum Leap. Like it, I was like, oh shit, back in the saddle 30 years later. Let's do this. New cast, of course, but whatever.
Of course. Did episode 1, did he wake up in someone else's bed and he was like, oh boy?
Not in someone's bed, and they drop the oh boy. In fact, he's only gone once. And I was like,
Ah.
oh. I kind of wish he was
I'm
doing the
sure
oh
that
boy.
I'm sure that only happened like a handful of times, but in my brain, every episode ended in him leaping into someone's bed. Oh boy!
Yep, no, that was definitely a catchphrase. Your brain is not playing tricks on you. That's how you started and ended each episode. Oh boy.
I was worried there was going to be like a Mandela effect thing. When you're
No,
like,
no, no, no.
that never happened. But on a TV, it was a very TV show. Loki. Loki's back. I know. Yeah, have you been watching that on DP?
I watched the first episode. I didn't even realize it had come out. Folks have been like, "You excited for Loki this week?" I was like, "No," and then I was like, "Oh yeah, it is out." I guess I got 40 minutes to kill. Let's watch it. And eh, a lot of for me. But
Yeah.
that was how most of my reaction was for the previous season. Just eh. It,
Oh
it,
boy.
it feels like it smells like pine sol, mahogany, and Benson and Hedges cigarettes on this TV show.
That's a hell of a. You should get that on the DVD box when they release it. Kush Hayes.
Ooh.
Smells like Benson and Hedges. 3 out of 5.
It'd be nice if I could give it a 3 out of 5, but
Even if you get a 2 out of 5, I'm pretty sure if someone hasn't seen Loki yet and they're looking at the DVD box and the review says 2 out of 5 smells like Benson and Hedges, they're still gonna be like, I think I need to
their
see
curiosity
this.
would be
I
piqued.
think I need to see this.
Their curiosity would definitely be piqued for sure.
As long as it says Kush Hayes Waffle Box podcast, then that's the.
We can make that happen.
No, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and then obviously, other TV show, The Continental
that's where the
was
quote would be
out,
coming from.
which we'll be getting into in
Yeah.
Kush's not movie review.
Kush's TV review.
It's one of
We'll
those
get into that in
rare,
a little bit.
wonderful occasions where the stars align and me and Kush have actually seen the thing. So we're both going to be able to talk about it. And I've got some things. I've got some things to say about the Continental.
Well, it was either that or see The Exorcist, and I didn't want to see that. Not because I think it was scary, because it looked awful. It looked awful. And then I heard it was awful.
It's just been done to death. Literally.
Yeah, it looks like a generic version of a ripoff of The Exorcist.
Just come up with your own shit. It's not that hard. Like, it's Halloween. Just like we talked about last week, but like Saw 10. I'm pretty sure I'm shocked that Freddy Krueger's not back. Just have a guy, just a weird guy that just turns up and starts trying to murder everyone. Can be just a generic Dave. Just call it Dave. And there's a guy called Dave that just murders teenage kids, and it'll be a hit. It's not that hard.
Fucking Dave. Yeah. They tried A Nightmare on Elm Street about, I want to say 13 years ago now, and it was not good. In fact, it was insultingly bad. Have you seen the original Nightmare on Elm Street?
What are you talking about? The one with Johnny Depp?
Yes, that one indeed.
Of course.
So Johnny Depp isn't in this scene, but Nancy is asleep in bed, and then all of a sudden Freddy just kind of merges out of the wall. It's a very cool scene. It's lit really well. Even
oh no, I was thinking of Ghostbusters. That scene where the ghost comes through the chair and just grabs Sigourney Weaver's titties. Dirty ghost.
But that is also a creepy scene. No, this is a scene where Freddy is, just kind of morphs out of the wall, but then comes right back in again. It's a very well lit scene. It's a classic scene from just not only the movie, the franchise. The whole scene probably cost about $250. It's literally a wood frame and some nylon spray painted silver or whatever the color of the wall was supposed to be, and then again it's just lit properly. Well, they recreated that scene in the remake from 2010 or whatever year it was. It's all CGI. It cost probably 10 times what the original scene made, and it looks terrible. So I don't know when we'll see another Nightmare on Elm Street because of that.
Well, that's going to be a running theme as well for this show when we get to the Continental chat. Shitty CGI. Ooh, boy. Ooh, boy.
I will have to inquire about that, but okay.
Anyway, shall we start the show?
Let's start the show, baby.
Because I think if you've seen the Continental, you're going to need some emotional support, which is where we're getting into in this week's top stories.
It's now time for this week's top stories.
Just imagine, there we go, CGI. Just imagine bubbles.
It'd probably be better than whatever was in the Continental.
Indeed. So you may have heard this in news story. The Pennsylvania man was unable to attend a game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Pittsburgh Pirates when security turned away his emotional support animal. What? Disgraceful. God, of course it's Philadelphia. Philadelphia's scum. How dare you turn away a paying customer and his emotional support animal? Oh, yes, his emotional support animal was an alligator. What?
See, you flipped it. You flipped it for real.
Yeah. So Joey Henney, a former hunting and fishing TV host who appeared on networks including ESPN Outdoors, didn't even know that was a thing, sounds fun, has had Wally the alligator for about 7 years, and he had the unusually gentile reptile licensed as an emotional support animal while he was undergoing chemotherapy treatments. That's nuts.
Fucking hell.
Like, I'm glad, I'm assuming, since he said while he was undergoing chemotherapy, I'm assuming that means he's not doing chemotherapy anymore. So that means, good news, I'm assuming.
I hope so. For his sake, yeah, I hope so. But
wait, did you just see that?
That could mean
what the
anything.
fuck was that? Did you just see that? I don't know if I'm going to check. If it didn't show up on the screen, YouTube people, I apologize. But I went, gets good news. Look at a fucking bubble come out of my mouth with a thumbs up. What the fuck?
I saw that. I thought we were seeing some paranormal activity shit for a second. Thumbs up. Oh
no, maybe
you got the touch apparently.
Say good news.
Good news, everybody.
Oh, it doesn't like you. Let me try it.
It doesn't like me.
Good news. Oh, maybe I've used up all my bubbles. Never mind.
It's something to do with the frequency of your voice and the microphone, absolutely. Because we've had other episodes where I think your framing cuts it out, but yeah, every now and then, like an itty bitty little thumbs up will just pop up right under both of our screens. But like I don't even know what I'll be talking. I'll just be random like blah, 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 blah. I'll be doing that shit, and then just like a little thumbs up circle, and then it cycles and then it goes away. But this was definitely different. That was exciting.
It was exciting.
I hope we see more of it.
Yeah. It's going to be really weird now if we go back to watch the video version and it's not on the recording, it's just for you.
Then it just looks like we're talking like a bunch of drunk assholes.
Yeah,
we haven't even started.
Wasted 3 minutes of people's lives. But anyway, so yeah, good news, I guess. I'm assuming you haven't.
Yeah, hopefully he's no longer on chemo. However, he's still a cunt.
Yeah, chemo doesn't cure that, unfortunately.
No, unfortunately,
there's still scientists in the lab working on the cure for cuntness. But the plot twist. What? So turns out the Philadelphia Phillies actually invited him to bring his pet to meet the members of the team and their partners before last Wednesday's game. So I'm assuming he's famous. That's just really weird. But apparently security was like, no go, because he arrived too late for the meetup. So I guess he was just going to try to get to the game and take his alligator into stands.
What?
And security was like, no.
Hold up. You get a personal invite from your favoritist baseball team and you space on the time? Oh, double fuck this guy. Holy shit. Like, if the Giants invited me to show off my emotional support body pillow, I'd be like, I'd be camping out the day before, yo. Like, no, I'm a little early, but don't worry, don't mind me. Don't, no, I'm 24. I'm 24 hours early, but don't mind me. Me and this hobo, we're gonna hang out, and I got my body pillow. It's gonna be okay.
But yeah, alligator. In very, very bizarre. Very bizarre.
Fucking
Um,
hell.
You know what?
So
I've
I
been
was
thinking
gonna
about this.
add to this.
At first, I must
What do you got,
admit
Ethan?
that I was wondering who in their right mind would consider an alligator as an emotional support animal.
it's a fair
But on
question.
second thought, if I was walking around town with an 8-foot alligator by my side, I'd feel pretty fucking supported. Bulletproof, to be exact.
It's a good
Is it
point.
8 feet long? Is it actually
Um,
8 feet long?
Well, I don't know if it was an adult alligator, but yeah, alligators can get pretty
Do we have
fucking
a
long.
measurement in the story? There's no.
Unfortunately, not.
What a shitty story. Like, that's a big detail. How big is this goddamn alligator?
Is size
Like, he would have
important?
needed a. He would have needed a seat of its own. I mean, I don't
Or
even think
several.
alligators can sit in a chair, or several. Yeah, like,
Although
holy
if someone
fuck.
imagine that someone goes, "Excuse me, sorry I'm late. Excuse me," and you have to get up. Oh shit, it's a fucking alligator. What the fuck?
Yeah, I gotta step over your fucking alligator, bro. What the fuck, dude? Like, I got hands full of popcorn and beer here, and I gotta fucking watch out for your snapping alligator. God damn it. Yeah,
Now, he
fuck
might
this guy, dude.
feel
Oh my god.
this guy might feel emotionally supported, but the 12 people that are sitting next to him are shitting themselves.
Yeah, they might be a little nervous. They might
Might
be
be.
a little nervous.
But yeah, so when
So
he
I was gonna
arrived
add.
finally, oh sorry,
Yeah,
what
I just want to add. So, as you know, I've occasionally worked some Major League Baseball games, and
have you ever
I
seen
don't
an
know about
alligator?
every stadium. No, so Oracle Park is allowing service animals in. That's seeing eye dogs. They're
Mm-hmm.
specifically seeing eye dogs, bomb sniffing dogs, shit like that. You leave your emotional support at home, okay, and don't come to the ballpark because they're not tolerating that. Um, I worked a game against the Diamondbacks, and someone got an emotional support dog because it sure as hell wasn't a service dog. How do I know that? Because the goddamn thing kept yipping throughout the entire manager's interview. Got to the point where we're like, someone want to shut up that dog? Like, there's a curtain involved, so they can't see the manager and we can't see the dog, but like it's 3 feet this way, and it's just like, you want to shut up that damn dog? It's just, yeah. So I have to wonder how many times has it gotten this alligator in before, or was this a brand new occurrence?
Well, I
So
don't
anyway,
know,
that's all I got.
but
Like, sorry to
on
interrupt
your
you.
point, the whole emotional support service bullshit is a scam now. Now, I'm not saying they don't
No, no, no.
exist,
The service,
but
the
but
service dogs are important.
no, they are indeed. However, I
Yeah.
know for a fact
The-
that you can go on like Amazon and just buy a jacket for your dog that says service animal or emotional support. Like it's just
yeah.
it's so yeah.
I
The
think
one
they are
that's
legally
yapping,
required to
I'm
have
pretty sure is not,
say emotional support.
because I saw one on the underground on my recent trip back to London, and
Oh Jesus.
that underground train got pretty busy, but that dog stayed calm as fuck. So you're like, that okay, that's a real dog. That's a real emotional whatever dog. That's doing its
Or
job.
at least a very well trained dog. Yeah, I will admit, other than this one story, 99% of my experiences with dogs, be it just emotional support, whether it's legit or not, they're very well behaved. And the folks try and treat them as such. So, but do I really need to step over your goddamn dog at the Giants game or the movie theater or your fucking alligator for that matter?
Well, apparently I did some research in this, right? Because I was like, okay, well,
Break it down.
him like if he's that confident, because I mean, obviously he was invited to meet and greet the team, so maybe that's why he thought he was allowed to bring his alligator into the stadium. But I was like, what animals are allowed, right? And apparently, according to their website, at I can't remember the fucking stadium now, wherever the Philadelphia Phillies play their home games, apparently
Okay.
they
Okay.
are also only allowing service animals such
Yeah.
as
Seeing eye dogs.
dogs and horses.
Horses.
You can bring a horse, apparently,
Horses.
in Philadelphia Phillies. I'm not sure how many people, baseball fans in Philadelphia, have horses.
Fascinating.
But yeah, you're
Well,
allowed to
so a
sacrifice.
filly is a horse. The Philadelphia Phillies are named after a horse.
Yeah, but sure, that's not. Maybe you really were you thinking like the management team are like, well, we are kind of named after a horse. It'd be weird if we turn people away with horses, right? That's it. You reckon that was part of the decision making process?
I think they're being cute about it. Yeah. Um, we should see. Syrup Squad, anyone out there in the Philadelphia area that knows someone with a horse? The season is now over, unfortunately. But next season, I challenge any of you to bring a horse to the goddamn Phillies game.
Send us a picture.
It's in the rules. Mike Fish just read it right there. It's on their
It's,
website. They allow horses in.
and if they don't, tell them I said you could. I'm sure that will help.
I mean, things might change between now and March, but still, I'm issuing an open challenge to the Serb Squad of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Bring a horse to the next Phillies game.
And to any of our diehard listeners in the Philadelphia area, fuck the Eagles. Anyway, next story. We go down to Florida. What are the animals up to in Florida? I'm pretty sure there's alligators there as well, which would make a bit more sense.
I'd be surprised if this. I would have imagined this would have been the alligator story,
right? Florida man, but a Florida mother received quite the surprise, which is a great. When I tell you what happened in this story, you're gonna be like, "Is that really the word you use?" Quite the surprise when she discovered that a three-legged black bear broke into her home.
Oh, yes, shit. That's three-legged too.
Yes. And apparently it's a known bear because apparently the locals affectionately know this bear as Tripod. That's the bear's name, apparently.
God damn it. Yes, of course that's his name. Yes. I would be disappointed if that wasn't his name. Do we know which leg the bear is missing? And I'm not talking about left or right. I'm just talking about like front or hind.
No.
Oh, I got the little thumbs up there at the bottom, by the way. It went away. Okay.
This is great stuff. This
these
is great
stories,
content.
Whoever these journalists are, they need it's these little specific details. He's missing his one hind leg. So he does a lot of hopping around.
Is it that important though?
Yes.
I don't know. Anyway, well, so what had happened? What had happened, right? So so the bear broke into the house whilst her 13-year-old son was inside with the family dog. But apparently, so it's not breaking into the home, breaking into like the grounds, I guess. So, because what the bear did was just like wandering around like the patio area and the pool and things like that. Oh. And what this bear did, which I salute this bear, all the bear did was walk up to her outdoor refrigerator, helped itself to 3 of her White Claws, and fucked off. How great is that?
There you
go. What a guy.
Great.
So not that I would say anything to its face, but I gotta say, puns aside, I'm a little disappointed knowing that a bear drinks White Claws. You'd think it's be a Scotch guy. Neat. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be great.
Yeah. Oh. All the bears I know are beer drinkers, actually.
But that'd be great. Like, imagine coming home from work and you look outside and there's this big black bear with a cigar, sipping on a scotch, with his feet in your pool. That'd be great.
All I can say is, that's the most legible thing you can say is, sorry. So the story now leads me to believe that it's missing one of its hind legs.
I was about to say my only scientific in looking at this is if you're grabbing, because I know bears have got big hands, but still, if you're grabbing 3 White Claws, I guess he could scoop and hold against his body, but then he can't walk if he's missing his front. He's fucked. Because then he'll have no arms at the front. So yeah, I think he's one of the back legs. That helps.
I mean, I can't imagine he just took 3 White Claws like he was at the 7-Eleven. I imagine he drank them on the spot, but still, this leads me to believe he's missing his one hind leg.
You reckon he shotgunned him?
one of his hind legs. Yeah, yeah. I mean, they don't know how to. They can't do that.
Or do you know what I would love if he had one of those hats that Homer Simpson has?
That would be
And
amazing.
he just stuck 2 white claws on either side, and then he just had the straw going into his mouth.
Yes,
Oh,
yes. I want
right.
that on a T-shirt now.
That
doesn't even have to be Waffle Box exclusive merch. That should just be on a T-shirt. We should sell it through Waffle Box, by the way, and all
yeah,
proceeds go to
wafflemerch.com.
Waffle Box. But still,
That's gonna be
like that's just a beautiful design. Like I see it right now in my face. Right
Do you think does it have to be? Oh, man, I was gonna say, does it have to be the whole bear or just the face of the bear with the hat? But I think it would add to it if you could clearly see the bear only had 3 legs as well. That'd be it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know a guy.
It could be squatting. It could be standing. But yeah, no. I want to see the full bear body.
Shitting in the woods.
I want to see some trees.
Like the bear shitting in the woods.
That's a different shirt.
Drinking a white claw.
That's a different shirt for a different audience. 2 White Claws, remember.
3.
Oh, and then I also he now also has to be wearing a shirt that says bears do it like 3 months a year, which is a reference to hibernating.
Like it was just maybe this might have to be a series of t-shirts.
We could be pretty good at making
t-shirts. It'd have to be really big for you to be able to see the Bears t-shirt. Oh my god, this is going off the rails. But I love it. I love it. This is great ideas.
Serve Squad, next challenge. Find us our bear design. We've given you the specs. You figure it out.
I mean, yeah, it's almost. I know. I might connect. I'll reach out to my graphics guy. See what he can put together. Good stuff. Last story in this week's top stories takes us to Slovakia. You're big fans of Slovakia, Kush?
I don't even know where that. Somewhere in Eastern Europe, right?
Yeah, I do. It's close enough. That's about that. That's about that, right? Yeah. Sure. Now, do you remember? This is going back. I can't remember which episode it was, but the guy that got pulled over in his car. And he swapped seats with his dog to try to.
Yes. That was only a couple episodes ago. Yeah, that was a couple episodes ago.
Well, yeah. I guess someone in Slovakia found out about that story and was like, "Yeah, maybe I'll give it a go." Because police in Slovakia shared a traffic camera photo of a dog sitting behind the wheel of a speeding car. Now, if you haven't seen this photo, I guess the driver was kind of leaning back, so it does literally just look like this car is going through the traffic camera and it's just a dog sitting behind the wheel. Police said in a Facebook post that the image was captured by a traffic camera in the village of Sturusi, and officers stopped the Schröter car to investigate. Police joked in the post that the brown dog was on the lookout for deer and officers ruined its hunting plans for the day. The actual driver.
There could be a lot of deer in the big city of Slovakia.
In Sturusi. If there's one thing I know about Sturusi, it's a lot of deer in Sturusi. Big deer town.
Do you need a tissue?
Sturusi. So that's a fun word. Or the bear in the t-shirt is wearing a t-shirt that just says, "I went to Sturusi and all I got was this t-shirt." Like we really need to make this like as niche and as vague as fucking possible.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll just release that t-shirt.
Of 1 million. Maybe you'll release that shirt. That's fine.
I came to Sturusi to fuck up some deer.
That's a declarative for sure.
I came to Sturusi to hunt deer and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
All right. Okay. People would get that more.
Do you reckon? You reckon a lot of people are getting They Live references in 2023?
Yes. Actually, there's enough hipsters out there today that yes. Sturusi, I think they would have a bigger problem with. Like, what's Sturusi? Is that a type of pasta?
No, they've made the choice. They've made the connection. It's like, well, that must be a place where there's a lot of deer. Must be a big deer hunting place. I don't know. Maybe
Where they make
anti-hunting people
gruel?
would like to throw red paint at me for wearing it. I don't know. But yeah, the actual driver of the car told the police that the dog had unexpectedly jumped behind the wheel whilst he was driving, but police suspected the man was allowing the large dog to ride on his lap, which, as we all know, boys and girls, is very illegal in Slovakia.
I can't stand stories like
No.
these. They drive me nuts. Hey,
Mhm.
a little word of advice for anyone listening that's thinking of breaking the law. Perhaps don't break other laws whilst you're breaking the first law and draw attention to yourself. You know what I'm saying? If I'm carrying illegal drugs, I'm not even jaywalking.
That is a good point. That
Oh,
is a good point. If you are
What kind of drugs you
speeding,
got, Lathan?
illegal ones, the illegal kind.
Oh, the fun kind.
So they're not like
What are we?
Terraflu or Advil.
I've been hearing great things about this fentanyl thing. We gotta talk later, Lathan.
Very Moorish. But no, I had a friend of mine when I was in the UK in jolly old England, who late one night, around about 1-2 o'clock in the morning, we was driving back from Romford. Shout out Romford, Essex, where there's some night establishments. And so he offered to give me a lift home. And whilst he was driving, he started smoking some marijuana, which is still at the time, I think it's illegal still, but definitely illegal at the time, right? And then
Well, definitely legal while driving in any time.
Well, you got the fucking thumbs up.
Oh, you got a little thumbs up.
I wasn't even doing thumbs up. Zoom, idiots. But yeah,
You were doing.
I was hitchhiking. But while we get pulled over by a police car, and he starts freaking out and starts asking me to throw the marijuana out the window. And I'm like, no, the police car's right fucking behind us. That's gonna be very obvious. You just need to take whatever's coming to you, pal. And then luckily, the guy, when he pulled over, the officer came back and he was like, oh, your number plate's illegal. You need to get that changed. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you driving around with an illegal license plate? Which is
By
drawing
illegal, you mean it was the
it was one of those
registration needed to be renewed?
No, I think it was one of those dumb ones where you just get legally changed, where it's like I fucks or something like that. You know what I mean? 1 FUCK5.
Oh,
like
is it vanity
fucks.
plate?
Something like that. Yeah, it was
Vanity plate that's illegal. Weird.
Well, I guess I'm assuming if you type in his license plate, it doesn't register. It's like a fake one he got. That's what I mean.
Okay. Oh, wow, I didn't know that was a thing. I thought that would be totally not a thing. All right. Or if it is, very stupid to put it on your car.
Yeah, especially if you want to partake in drugs, illegal drugs, Lathan, as Lathan puts it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't draw attention to yourselves. Anyway, speaking of dumb people, there are some people out there achieving things with their lives, and they have bits of paper to prove. It's now time for this week's Dumb World Record of the Week.
Why?
Why? Why would I? Why? Why?
Why? Why? Why? Why? Why would you want to do that?
And this week's Dumb World Record takes us to Canada. I blame Canada. America's hat. And this one features a dog. Why wouldn't it? Because that's the theme for this first half of the story. So this Canadian dog, who's actually an Australian Shepherd, that's an identity crisis and a half.
Right.
His unusual skill earned him a Guinness World Record title for most socks removed from the feet of volunteers in 1 minute.
What?
Yeah.
So the dog is removing people's socks?
Yeah. The dog's skill is that, hey, if you're in trouble because your socks are too tight and they're cutting off circulation, oh my god, if we don't get these socks off, we're gonna have to amputate these feet. That dog will be like, dun 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 dun, here I am with my skill. I will whip those socks off so fast. That's the only reason I could think of why you would train your dog to remove socks, unless you're a real lazy fucking guy. And you're like, yeah, I'm taking off my own socks. Fuck that. I'm not bending over at the waist. Come here, doggy. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. But yeah.
Weird.
Get yourself in the mindset of a Australian Shepherd from Canada. And you've been training for
Good
this
day, eh?
your whole life. You've been training for this your whole life. You're ready for this. How old is he? Doesn't even say. Fantastic. But I don't know. Who cares? Now's your moment to shine. Kush dog. Don't fuck this up. You're on TV now. You're about to try to break a world record. How many socks do you think you could take off in 1 minute?
25.
Oh, and if you did, Kush, you would be a world record holder because Daiquiri, this Australian Shepherd from Canada, good day, eh?
Daiquiri. Wow.
Removed 21 socks in 1 minute.
Still,
So,
yeah, all right.
So Jennifer Fraser, the owner, who's the lazy bitch who can't take her own socks off, traveled all the way to Italy. Oh, the dogs. Oh, to attempt the record on TV show Le Show des Records. I'm gonna have to look this up on YouTube. I'm surely someone's uploaded full shows of this. This would be great. So Jennifer Fraser issued the commands to Daiquiri as he removed socks from the feet of 11 women seated in a line. So one poor woman at the end only got one sock removed. I bet she felt really left out.
I'm sure she was fine. She got a free trip to Italy or got to meet her favorite Italian game show host or whatever. Yeah, she's fine.
Okay.
Still, the fact that the Italians got in on this is quite unique. Again, like CBC could have taken the reins on this one. Like she's right there. Like, Canada, buried all the way down there. Anyway,
how much money is involved in this show? If they're flying dogs in from Canada just to remove socks.
You got to fly the dog in. Yeah, that was not a cheap episode. So let's see. It was
unless because
roughly...
you know what this big scam that Guinness World Records is, where if you want to try to break a world record, you have to pay for an adjudicator to come out and all that shit.
Yeah.
Maybe this is all part of the same racket where this Jennifer Fraser said, "Hey,
you fly out here, you put yourself up in
buongiorno.
In a hotel,
my dog can take
TV.
off 21 socks," and that it's maybe Jennifer had to fly on her own dime just to prove it, which makes this even worse. Well, I'm like an idiot.
Totally non-possible. In fact, quite probable. It'd be very disappointing to hear that because, again, that's not a cheap ticket. Like, again, San Francisco to Amsterdam was $1,100. So wherever in Canada, the closest part of Canada to Italy, I can't imagine being cheaper than what, $700. But you got to have a ticket for the dog too, right? Or are they part of the cargo or? Like I don't know how to travel a dog across seas.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. So I personally wouldn't want to put my dog in a cargo section for several hours. So yeah, I think your only other option is
it gets cold down there, right?
Yeah, it gets very cold down there. So the only option is to buy an additional seat. Because my dog Oreo, she's a tiny little dog. So apparently we would be able to put her in a little. You have to put her in a little baggie. One of those baggies with mesh things, and she can go under the seat, apparently.
Okay. Yeah, but this is a big dog.
This is an Australian Shepherd, so this is a big dog. So this is taking up a nose seat, and then it's
minimum 80 pounds. Yeah, it's a big dog.
Well, so I don't know who. It's not confirmed, but someone in this story is a moron that likes to waste money. That's a fact. But I guess congratulations, Daiquiri, on being the best. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Jennifer, your owner's a dumb fuck, but you're a good boy. And you're a world record holder. You're a good boy. Good boy. There we go.
Meanwhile, Jennifer's in Quebec going, "Qu'est-ce que c'est? What? Who are these fucks?
What the fuck is
Mad.
me? Sacre bleu.
Waffle Box mad."
Whatever. Who gives a shit? What's she gonna do? If unless she's
defend her record.
Yeah, go on. Ooh, what are you gonna do? Oh, you're gonna set the dog on me and remove my socks. Ooh.
What if that is exactly what she did, and then you're just like, "Oh shit!
Oh
now
no,
you're
my
taking
toes are
socks off.
cold."
What the? I
This
had
spread
shoes
has
on too.
backfired
This is amazing.
significantly.
This dog is amazing. I had shoes on too. What the fuck?
There you go. Congratulations, Dacry. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Still to come on this week's Waffle Box, we've got the Celebrity Battle Royale, which is we're gonna be slowly moving into the horror season. That'll be the theme for this week's Celebrity Battle Royale. We'll be reviewing the Continental in this week's Kush's Not Movie Review, and much, much more. So stick around, if you will. We'd appreciate it. We'll be right back after the short break.
Hello, Tony. I think we might use a video replay here.
Super, Ralph. Let's do that.
Oh, yes, we could be in for a quintessential tango taste sensation here. Why, yes, Tony, let's look again.
Yes, Ralph. The big orange fella run in from the left, and he gives him a good old slapping.
It just illustrates the bite and buzz of real oranges in tango.
Yes, Ralph. Super taste sensation, smashing drink, lovely.
You know when you've been tangoed.
It's now time for the middle of the show quiz.
Hey, welcome back to Waffle Box, episode 119. It is the middle of the show, so if you ask me, it's the perfect time to play the middle of the show quiz. And this week's birthday is Cardi B.
Oh,
Fan of Cardi B?
I saw her on Hot Ones the other day, and I was delighted by her.
Oh,
Her and I could have a beer and eat some hot wings. Yeah, I don't know about all that shit, but she seems like a very cool person.
She is 31 years old today. Happy birthday, Cardi
Happy
B.
birthday!
Happy birthday.
She's
You don't look a
big
day over.
WWE fan apparently, and loves Melina Perez. And I was like, yeah, you do.
Who didn't? Those splits.
No, the splits are exactly why Miss Cardi B was. She's like, yeah, she was my idol. I was like, yeah,
she
all
was.
right.
I bet she was.
Good for her.
So as always with the middle of the show birthday quiz, I've got 5 questions. 5 questions loosely surrounded by Cardi B's topic. So Kush, are you ready?
Oh, we just swapped screens because I held my hand up.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Looks like you're done talking, so we'll lower your hand in 3, 2, 1.
What is
Oh,
going
and then we
on?
went back.
Zoom.
You're out of control tonight. That was wild.
Shit. I have to go through the settings.
All right.
I'm not starting again. Not editing this. Whatever. So yes, Kush. Obviously, the name of the game is to get 5 out of 5, not 3 out of 5. For the clean and all that good stuff. Kush, are you ready for this week's?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Lathan, let's hit the music. Question number 1.
Number 1.
Cardi B was born in Washington Heights in Manhattan.
Okay.
How tall was the first president of the United States, George Washington? Get it? How Washington Heights, the height of Washington.
Okay.
How
get it.
high
Yeah,
was George Washington?
5'11".
Oh, he was close though. 6'2", 6'2" apparently. 6'2".
6'2". I don't believe that at all.
That's all
The 17th
bullshit.
century? 18th century? No.
He was pretty
goddamn
short,
giant.
Whatevers. Question number 2.
Number 2.
Let's write that one down. You got that one wrong. Cardi B's name is a derivation? Derivation? It comes from Bacardi, the rum.
Good to know.
In which country was Bacardi Rum Company founded in 1862? This one should be an easy one, actually.
I want to say Puerto Rico, but that's part of America now, so I don't know if that's the correct answer still.
No, it's not.
Cuba?
I'll let you have that one. Cuba, come on, rum, Cuba. You know,
Cuba.
Puerto Rico. Anyway, no.
I said I wanted to say Puerto Rico, but I said Cuba. I said Cuba, by the way. I should get extra points for saying Cuba.
This might be my favorite question ever.
Oh.
Number 3.
Because we were speaking of fat pussies earlier. Alongside Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B released WAP, which stands for Wet Ass Pussy. Which cartoon character famously said, "I thought I saw a booty cat"?
Tweety Bird?
Yes, of course.
You gave me that one. Thank you.
Okay, it's because it's the on-point impression. That's what it was. The on-point impression. Question. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, you know, because spoiler alert, I sometimes, because they're birthday related now, I can set up these quizzes like a while in advance. Obviously, once I got to question number 4.
Number 4.
Thank you. I was really struggling. But, you know, I was like 4 questions in now. I'm not starting again. It's Cardi B to the end. So, number 4. Cardi B starred as Diamond in 2019's movie Hustlers alongside Jennifer Lopez.
Yes, she did. Mm-hmm.
How many years does it take for a diamond to form naturally?
Oh, Jesus.
I've got a range on my sheet, so you know there's you got a good chance, I'd say.
Diamond is made out of coal. It's made from coal because of pressure, but pressure is time and it could be anywhere from like 3 to 5 years, I want to say. And maybe I'm being underestimating that.
It's 3 years. Your final answer.
I thought we had a range here, so but okay, 3 years.
Give me a range. Give me a range.
3 to 5 years.
3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
No, the actual answer is 1 to 3.3 billion years.
Wow.
He's a little off.
It's amazing.
He's a little off.
Just a
little.
Superman 3 lied to me. He took that lump of coal and turned it into a diamond. Just
Superman.
Like but still.
His mum's name was Martha. Question number 5.
Number
Why
5.
did you say that name?
Cardi B partnered with McDonald's to produce the Cardi B meal. A genius name. It consisted of a cheeseburger, a large Coke, and which flavor of sauce?
Barbecue? I would have hoped it would be honey mustard, but I'm going to say barbecue.
Oh, you know what? Feeling generous. It was tangy barbecue sauce.
I said barbecue sauce.
You win.
You did, but
Thank you. Why are you struggling?
Because I'm pretty. Because if you go to McDonald's, but other fast food restaurants are available, and they say join these sauces, you can ask for barbecue sauce or tangy barbecue sauce. They're 2 separate sauces.
Oh, really? That I did not know. Again, I go for mustard. I'd go for mustard.
No, you just mustard.
McDonald's mustard is the shit. Some people think they can only dip their McNuggets in it. Nope, that's just great for French fries too, sir.
Wait, Oh, they. Oh, maybe. What am I thinking? Maybe I'm thinking of another. Now I look the stupid idiot because apparently the only barbecue sauce you can get in McDonald's is tangy barbecue sauce. Look at me, I'm an idiot.
Okay,
What a dumbass.
barbecue sauce. Tangy or not, barbecue sauce.
I guess barbecue sauce. If it's not tangy, what's the point? Keep that shit just. But mustard. What do you get mustard for?
I love mustard.
What do you dip your nugs in it? You fry it? What do you?
Oh yeah. Well, so the mustard is intended for the McNuggets, but guess what? That shit is great on French fries, man. I don't think I've ever dipped anything on my hamburger, but I might do that the next time I go there. McDonald's is poison, by the way, and it's severely killing me, despite not having it in months.
Growing up, my favorite flavor of chips, the brand name was Brannigan's, and their flavor was roast beef and mustard. It was a great fucking potato chip. So maybe, I mean, obviously, I know the burger isn't roasted, but maybe beef burger with mustard might be pretty fucking sweet.
Dude, I would love to try one of those right now. Seriously, I didn't know that. Did not know we could mix that combination, sir. On a chip. And now are you talking like chip, American chips or
potato chips? Potato chips.
The actual potato chips.
Chips, American chips, not fries. Chips.
You call them crisps over there.
I do call them crisps, yeah. But
okay,
I got to play to my audience here.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Damn chip eating, soccer playing Yankee Doodles.
I would love to try some roast beef and mustard crisps
if there's a problem with the car engine, you have to raise the hood.
Mm-hmm.
And
go into the trunk to fix a spare. Not go into the boot.
And the boot and the bonnet. And you call the room that has the toilet, you call that the bathroom, even though there's no bath in it. Fucking weirdos.
Sometimes a bath in there.
No, sometimes.
My bathroom has a bath in it.
No, but I mean, if you go to a restaurant or a bar, well, you go to the bathroom. The restroom.
No, you go to the restroom. Go to the restroom.
What, do you sit down in there? Do you get a magazine? Oh, I'll be here for a while. I've had a long day. I need a rest.
You don't have to, but it happens. I once upon a time went to a restaurant with the family Hayes, and I was having a case of bad tummy that day. And the restaurant we went to only had one water closet for the sake of this conversation.
Oh, a water! You can never call it a water closet now. You never call it water closet. Now you're just fucking with me.
I'm sophisticated, sir. I'm world traveled. Thank you. I've been to Netherlands and back, son.
Excuse me, sir. Could you point me in the direction of your nearest water closet, please?
I had 3 hours in Berlin. I've been around the block, baby. I'm cultured.
I need to know where to store my excess water. Is it in the closet?
Don't talk like this.
Is it in the closet? Can I put it in the water closet, please? It's next to the coat closet. That's very useful.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, the story is not as funny now because of all that. But anyways, I was having some bad tummy, and I guess I occupied the only water closet available. And folks are like banging. Someone's banging on the door to the point like, "I'm sorry, I'm trying." And at some point, I'm like, "Bitch, I ain't developing film in here. All right, leave me alone." And then finally, I finished my business. Like a good chunk of time has passed. I'm embarrassed to say, but I leave, and there's a tiny, fragile blonde woman there who I don't know how long she's been waiting there, but that bitch could have also gone to the bar across the street that was open and just used their shit and come back within the time it took, probably. Anyways, she went, fuck, finally. And I was like, go fuck yourself. And then I just went back to my lunch. And then she ended up sitting across from us, and it was a whole. It was quite awkward.
Did she do that? I know what you smell like, you bastard.
She did not, but she had her husband switch places with her so that I was no longer in her eye line, which I actually sincerely appreciated.
Was he giving you the evils?
No.
No.
No. But because it's his wife, he should have. But then I'd be like, what do you want to do, bro?
Where you want to go,
my
bro?
tummy's empty now.
You want to go?
What do you want to do? What do you want to do? My tummy's empty now, bro. What do you want to do?
Anyway, just for clarification, if it's a number 1, it's the urination station. If it's a number 2, it's a shit pit. That's what I always learned.
Okay.
I did like that. Sometimes, if I remember to do it, it's a joy to see their face. If you go up to someone in a restaurant or something, go, excuse me, where's your urination station? They enjoy it.
They're probably a little taken aback by that. Probably.
I used to work at a restaurant back in the day, and one of the other server, because this is 2 servers, me, and he was also English, right?
Well,
and he was one of these real pedantic motherfuckers, like where he would bring joy to his life whenever someone asked for the bathroom, and even though I made a thing about the joke about the bathroom, but you know, if someone comes up to you, hey, where's the bathroom? He would just do that. Oh, we haven't got one. We haven't got one. We have a toilet, but there's no bath in there. So, fuck off, mate. Like I know I made the joke earlier, but yeah, exactly. What are you trying to do here, like, dick? Just get on with your life.
I had a teacher in the 6th grade who went like, Mr. Borman, can I please go to the bathroom? I don't know what that accent is, but I'm trying to be a 12-year-old here. And he'd be like,
from San Francisco.
I don't know.
I'm here for the gold.
You got
go, but I need poop.
Yeah, you gotta flex the elbow there. Yes, sir. But Mr. Borman would be like, I don't know. Can you go to the bathroom? And like, motherfucker, I'm about to make a mess on your floor here. May I go to the bathroom?
I will shit on your desk if you don't give me the correct answer.
On your desk right now if you quit fucking around, dude. Ugh.
That was fun, a little potty talk.
Yeah, man, potty talk.
Potty talk.
Definitely not getting shadow banned over that.
No. Thanks, Elon. But yes, let's now talk about some celebrities. We're gonna pit some celebrities against each other.
Oh yeah.
In this week's Celebrity Battle Royale.
Oh yeah.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Yeah! It's Celebrity Battle Royale, where we pit 4 celebrities against each other. And then
I'm naked.
Oh, shit. There we go. Oh, there we go. Back. We pit 4 celebrities or characters against each other, and Kush has to work out which one gets eliminated from this battle royal, in which order, and who is declared the ultimate winner and this week's champion. We are entering into spooky season, as we are. You know, I'm trying to give Halloween a bit of love. Yeah, because Halloween is one of those like holidays. It's not easy a holiday. Whereas like Thanksgiving. You know, it's a bit of a thing. And Christmas, you know, like once Christmas is over, you're still in the Christmassy spirit for pretty much until New Year. You know, so you got a good week after Christmas where it's Christmas. Whereas Halloween, November 1st, I could give a shit. If someone says Happy Halloween to me on November 1st, I'm like, fuck you talking about?
That would be incredibly weird. I don't think it's ever been a thing.
Do you know what? I didn't even know it was a thing as well.
Happy New Year to you in February, but yeah, no one wishes you Happy Halloween on November.
But you know what I saw was
They
really weird?
At least.
In my local Target, you know, I love to frequent at my local Target. But in the gift card section, they had like Halloween cards. Like, is that a thing now? Like, if someone sent me a card, I wishing you a happy Halloween. What the fuck is this? Are you just have you got too much money where I'm gonna waste $6 on this card that says Happy Halloween, and then I'm gonna waste 5 minutes of my life writing it out, and then I'm gonna waste even more of my time sending it. Like who like Christmas? I get that. Who's sitting there? It's time to get the Halloween card list out. Who are we writing to this year? Should we all pose for a picture? Send down her dearest family members. Let me update you on our Halloween. Don't send me a fucking Halloween. I don't even like birthday cards. I get 2 birthday cards every year, and I gracefully accept them. One from the significant other, one from my mum. That's it.
Nice.
Like
their challenge to the Serb squad: send Mike Fish birthday cards. Waves and waves of birthday cards. Not even just for his birthday, just all year round.
Generally, yeah.
All year round. Just all year round. Maybe you want him to share your birthday. All year round.
Yeah. My mum writes mum and dad, but I know for a fact my dad has no idea she's sending that birthday card.
Yeah. I've been a part of many of those.
Anyway, what are we talking about? Celebrity Battle Royal, yeah. Spooky season.
Battle Royal.
So
Spooky Moopy season.
So I picked 4 classic horror movie characters, and you have to decide which order they get eliminated from this Battle Royale and who's declared the ultimate winner. This one's going to be a little bit harder than last week's, because I remember last week we included Howard the Duck, which that was a pretty easy first elimination. But here we go. Here comes our contestants.
I'm ready.
In one corner, with a big old knife, Jason Voorhees.
Gotcha.
In the other corner,
he is a motherfucker.
Not Austin Powers, Michael Myers. In the third corner, Pennywise.
Oh.
And in the final corner, Ghostface.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So that's Jason, Michael Myers, Pennywise, and Ghostface. The bell has rung. Ding, ding. How does this fight go down, Kush?
Well, Ghostface gets exploded very quickly because Ghostface is just one of 9 men or women. I haven't seen all the screams, but yeah, another 6 movies and 9 Ghostface. Go figure. So Ghostface is just a human being and has no supernatural abilities whatsoever. So Ghostface gets evaporated. Like, Michael Myers is probably next. There's been several movies where they like try to make him a supernatural entity, but nah. Everyone has agreed that shit was stupid, and that's why those movies have been dismissed. And Michael Myers goes next. Jason Voorhees, on the other hand, started off as a man, as a boy,
he
went to a man, and then he died, and then he came back as a zombie, and then he went to space. He's been to hell, but
and he survived his nagging mum.
Survived his nagging mom, and
she was a bitch.
Some would say even avenged her. However, Pennywise the clown, who is maybe a demon, but definitely an alien, overpowers Jason and just eviscerates him. So, yeah, Pennywise the clown is this week's celebrity victor.
Congratulations.
Which is silly because he's the most ridiculous looking of all of them.
I was going to say, it's like a possessed Doink the Clown.
But he goes out of his way to look like the most ridiculous thing ever. So,
with that balloon. Jason was always a funny, I didn't go off too much, but Jason was always a weird one to me because it's like, he is the bad guy. He is the one killing all these innocent people. And yet they do kind. I don't know if this is intentional or if it blew up in their face and kind of backfired in his backstory. But you kind of almost felt bad for the guy because of his mum. So it's like, oh, bless him.
Well, you didn't feel sorry about him because of his mom. You felt sorry because this was just a deformed child who drowned in a lake. He got picked on for sure, but he drowned in a lake because the camp counselors were too busy having sex. And that's the whole reason why Friday the 13th started. So Mrs. Voorhees got her revenge on camp counselors. Someone beheaded her, and then Jason then woke up, came out of the closet, popped out of a bush. It's unclear why Jason was still a thing because he was supposed to have drowned. So anyway, he avenged his mom in part 2, and then they did the thing in part 3. He got his hockey mask in 3, and then he officially died in part 4. Part 5 was a Jason copycat, just a random paramedic imitating Jason Voorhees, who would then die. And then in Jason 6, what is that? Jason Lives. Yeah. Thanks to a what is that?
An axe?
A lightning rod?
Oh,
not an axe. It's a you bolt it to the fucking chimney, catch lightning, and then ground it.
Yeah, let's call it a grounder. Why not?
A grounder. Anyways, thanks to the guy from Welcome Back, Kotter, who was not John Travolta, stabbed Jason's corpse with a metal rod, and then during a lightning storm, lightning hit it and brought him back to life. And
he's alive. He's alive.
He was alive, and fucked everybody up forever. Yeah.
So wasn't it? Because I must admit, I have not seen Jason 7 or 6, whatever he was talking about. Wasn't it an intentional thing, or was it just like bored and like, I'm gonna stab him with this stick?
Oh, the guy at the beginning of Jason 6 who stabs him with the lightning rod was Tommy Jarvis, who was played by Corey Feldman in part 4. He was just like, yeah, Jason's not dead. Jason is still a threat. We have to dig up Jason's body and we have to light it on fire. And then something stupid happened, and Jason's body did not get set on fire. However, it did get struck by lightning, and then much like Frankenstein's monster, was reanimated.
Irony. He was trying to kill him and he actually brought him back to life.
That is what is up.
Yep. Idiot. Anyway, let's move things along. Let's talk about the cock. Everyone loves talking about the cock.
Oh my god.
We're going to the Peacock exclusive. Well, it wasn't a fun fact. I mean, we get into this, but wasn't this originally going to be an Amazon thing, or did Peacock steal it? What happened? Anyway, it doesn't.
I always understood that this was originally going to be its own movie.
Well, thank fuck.
That's what I originally understood it as. It's Lionsgate, which doesn't have its own TV channel, so I guess it could have been on Netflix, it could have been on Prime. It ended up on Peacock.
The cock. Anyway, it's time for this week's Kush is Not a Movie review.
Kush's movie review.
Could have just done another jingle. Yes, so this week, welcome everyone to Kush's Not a Movie review. This week we're talking about the Continental, a docu-series about a man who decided that, you know what, yogurt and pastries is a good enough breakfast. It's the best I could come up with. No, Continental. What's the full thing? It's like the Continental from the John Wick universe or something like that.
From the world of John Wick.
From the world of John Wick. The Continental on Peacock. It's 3-episode mini series, and before we get into this, Kush, may I just say, We have our thoughts on this, but you know what? For good or for bad, this is what The Irishman should have been. Like three
The
episodes.
Scorsese movie?
Yeah, 3 episodes.
Okay.
Rather than that 3.5 hour thing that I still haven't finished, and I probably never will.
Oh, you didn't? I wouldn't say you're missing anything.
But yes, so yeah, it's obviously it's a prequel set in the 70s about the Continental Hotel. Now, this is a fun thing because I've watched this as well. But yeah, obviously I'm not gonna derail this. This is just Kush's segment. But I mean, should we spoiler it? Are we gonna? I'm just going to spoilers. Yeah. So if you don't if you want to watch this and you haven't, I don't know what you're going to do if you listen to the just keep fast forwarding until you hear something else. But if you're watching the video version, feel free to skip to the next chapter and then come back to listen to what our thoughts are. Fantastic. But yeah, Kush, what do you think of this Continental stuff? Do you do your intro? I know you like to do a thing, starring. And
I did do a thing.
Do a thing.
So this is again, this is a mini series. As you said, it's on the Peacock network or app. It is the Continental: from the world of John Wick. They added that last colon at the within the last month of all the press release materials. It's very weird here. This is rated TVMA. It is 3 episodes or a full 268 minutes or 4.5 hours. If you want to keep track of all that stuff in case you want to just do one solid binge.
That's what I did.
In 2014, we got a movie called John Wick. It was a little independent action film. You know, it was a love letter to the stuntmen. Like, we're gonna do everything in this movie that we couldn't do in all the big blockbusters that we wanted to do. We got Keanu Reeves here. We're gonna tell the story about a retired hitman who is forced back into activity because some fucking Russian cunt murdered him, murdered his dog, and stole his car, all within a week of him grieving after his wife. It's actually a very beautiful movie.
It's a great movie.
The action is top notch, great drama, some sprinkles of comedy in
there.
And
the comedy that's in it is very well timed. It's very good, I would say.
Like I said, tension relievers. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it was appropriately timed. Like, I think it was less than 2 hours. It was less than 2 hours. And fantastic movie. It also introduced us to this property called the Continental, where it's a safe haven for all assassins to put their heads at rest at night and not worry about some motherfucker trying to kill them. That's the one specific rule about the Continental: is no business may be done on property. And if you do, you get excommunicado, which we actually see the results of in John Wick 2. All right, yeah, that's also interesting. But we were also introduced to this whole lore. There's a language, there's a culture, there's even a currency, and everybody that left the original John Wick was like, I would love to know more about the Continental. So many people said this, in fact, they were like, we're going to put together a movie about the Continental. That somehow transitioned to a 3-episode TV miniseries. And I gotta say, man, in a world where TV shows, your Game of Thrones and your Breaking Bads, they have cinematic qualities to them. This, unfortunately, is just a TV show, and it is about every bit as disappointing as a TV show based on your favorite franchise.
Based on your favorite franchise's hotel.
Based on your favorite franchise's hotel. But there are sprinkles of elements in there, you know, like the character we're following, who's played by a San Francisco native, Colin Wendell, he plays Winston. We all know Winston. Winston is the proprietor of the Continental in the movie series. This is his prequel. This is his origin story. We learn all about Winston, and boy, do I not give a shit. Mel Gibson is the biggest name in this.
Mel
He
Gibson
plays
is in
the
this
original
thing?
proprietor.
Well, I'm not going to state the obvious here, but I'm guessing there were no bagels at the craft services table on set.
That's very funny, Nate. Very funny, Lathan. Yeah, Mel Gibson. It's nice to see him try to play a different character.
He wasn't as much as I hate Mel Gibson.
Why do you hate
because
Mel Gibson?
Because he hates Jews. He's fucking mental.
Well, I appreciate that, but whatever.
But anyway, even as much as I thought, Mel Gibson is in this, he was pretty good in this. He was one of the good things in this, I would say. He played his character very well.
I give Mel Gibson a lot of slide for his past transgressions because I'm just like, no, this guy knows how to act. He knows how to make a movie. When it comes to that, yeah, he's awesome. But yeah, his personal life success has probably gotten to his head. He also owns
an alcohol.
He also has his own church on property. What does that mean? That means that the property he resides on, he built a church so that he could worship freely, and then he buses in a priest every Sunday. That's so you know he might be on
he's
different
committed. I guess he's
wavelength
committed to
than
the
rest of us.
cause.
I guess so. But so I'm always just like, yeah, he's doing things a little differently than the rest of us. So, anyways, he's definitely not the best part of this, in my opinion. However, I appreciate that he tried to do something different. What I mean by that is there's a scene where he meets an adjudicator, and it's this whole thing is a comic book, but I guess John Wick is also, where a woman with a mask that covers all of this part of her face here, you know,
like a sexy bean.
I guess so. It's more like a Black Dahlia type thing. But anyways, off screen, Mel Gibson gets to see what's under that mask, and he doesn't have a good reaction to it. So much to the point where like he's kind of cowering. He's definitely intimidated by her. He's definitely repulsed by her. Meanwhile, like one of my favorite Mel Gibson movies, Payback, that man gets literally tortured in that movie, and he's still got like a whippy quip, like, I don't know, you might have to smash the other toe to get my attention here. He's just eating dinner, and it's like, oh my god, this bitch is terrifying. And I was like, all right, he finally played a different character that wasn't Mel Gibson. It's still inconsistent with his character and the universe and everything else that's going on here. Yeah, this thing is trying to be bigger than what it could have been, but it's still just a TV show. I like the backlots. The backlots look like 1970s New York.
Set wise, very good.
Scenes, set wise, very good. We get some cool drone shots, which I'm also not convinced are just CGI, but that's a whole other conversation. I know we are going to come to a conversation about CGI in a minute here with you. The action is definitely not better than anyone who's a fan of the Waffle Box, who's been watching the Waffle Box, knows I did not give John Wick 4 a very good review, but the action in that was above and beyond what anything in this is. And again, it's scaled back. It's a cheaper budget. It's just television, but it just feels like television. The whole series feels like it's trying to be a 70s exploitation thing, and that could be cool.
All the way down to the shitty kung fu.
All the way down to the shitty kung fu. Yeah, I'll give you that. The kung fu in this is pretty. It wants to be good, but again, it's a different budget. It's a different tier. Yeah, the best thing I enjoyed about the Continental from the world of John Wick. I enjoyed the soundtrack. If there's a physical CD, if there's a release on iTunes, I might be tempted to buy that because like all 3 episodes, all 4.5 hours, wall to wall. It's a great fucking 70s soundtrack, man. Like
go to the playlist.
I was into that the entire time. That's the one thing John Wick is not known for is its soundtrack. Lots of needle drops, lots of top 100 stuff, but damn, dude, like there's a couple of things in this like I've never heard before, but I would like to hear more. So the Continental from the world of John Wick. I I don't think I can give it better than a 3 out of 5. I should give it a 2 out of 5, but it's very pedestrian. It's very I ain't doing nothing else for the next 4.5 hours on this rainy day. I guess I'll watch this now. Like this should have been so much better. We could have done so much more with this. We could have made this an anthology series where we just like follow a specific hitman staying at the Continental, seeing what happens right or wrong. That could have been a thing. That would have been exciting for 3 episodes.
Or this could have been a longer thing, like a 10 episode thing, and it could like say like each episode. No, but each episode revolves around a different hitman.
Sure,
like something quirky like that.
It could have, and again, let's learn about the property. Let's learn about the world of John Wick. Let's learn about the currency. I guess we kind of get some insight about the currency. The whole thing is
really. We just
the main character's brother stole the printing press.
Yeah, but they didn't. Other than that, they didn't really. But they didn't really go into, unless I missed something, go into why they use that currency or anything. It's just very.
They could have done more, Mike. Yes, you're correct. They could have done a whole lot more. This was written by a bunch of dudes. Before I get out of here,
a bunch of dudes just being dudes.
Take over here. Just written by a bunch of dudes. Sorry, y'all. If we do more than 3, I'm not into it. Otherwise, directed by Albert Hughes, who is one half of the Hughes brothers. They're responsible for Menace to Society, Denzel Washington's apocalyptic movie that I'm totally blanking on now. Albert Hughes did my favorite solo movie, Alpha, which is a fantastic movie in IMAX 3D that you will no longer see today. And then another young lady named Charlotte Brandstrom. There's a couple umlauts in there, so I might not have been pronouncing it correctly. Albert Hughes, yeah, he maybe made this thing the best it could, but yeah, this is not a good series. I did not enjoy it. I felt like I was obliged to watch this, and even then, like, this was a secondary review for me to offer up tonight. I was just like, yeah, I didn't see The Exorcist, so I can do the Continental, or I can do that wrestling show Heels that's been canceled. And Mike chose the Continental, and that's why we're doing this tonight.
Yeah, I figured this would be better than a canceled show. But
canceled show could at least do a review for the whole series. Which, if that show is completely over and doesn't go to another network down the road, which totally possibly could. I liked how it ended. Ended on a cliffhanger, but I was like, I like that. Anyway, Mike Fish, you had some thoughts about the Continental, especially with the CGI, which, you know what, I don't think I noticed. But
really,
there
was so many times when it was someone would stab someone with like an iron or whatever.
Okay.
And it just clearly looked like someone had gone into Adobe After Effects and just downloaded a generic blood splatter. And it was just like,
okay.
It just looks terrible.
So they were doing, they did all that through the Expendables. They did a lot of that with the last 3 John Wicks because they put safety protocols in. All that shit is just CGI. It's no squibs. It's no practical. But yeah, I guess I'm immune to that stuff. I was just like, yeah, of course they didn't fire a real gun into this person.
No, that's why would they do that? But what really annoyed me, because this is because they added the whole from the world of John Wick. I was expecting this to at least, obviously John Wick wasn't in this, obviously, before his time. Well, he would have been. Well, maybe he would have been born, but he'd have been a little boy. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway. But I figured I would go into this. There's going to be some John Wick-esque elements to this TV show, right? And so I was texting you earlier when I was watching this, and I like I said, I was like, if we're watching this, it's 3 episodes. Fuck it, I'll watch it. And halfway through the first episode, I was like, if we wasn't talking about this, I probably would have turned it off. I wouldn't have. Oh, that's terrible. But then, right again, we'll go into spoilers, but maybe we don't not try to give away too much, just in case, yada yada yada. But the main character's brother dies. That happens, right?
Yes, he does. Yep.
And so now it becomes like a revenge thing. Oh, here we go. Oh, John Wick. It's revenge now, kind of thing. He wants to revenge for his brother.
Mm-hmm.
And then he turns up at this dojo, which we'll get into that in a second. And they have lots of guns. And they go, he just looks at the camera and goes, I need guns. Lots and lots of guns. And suddenly I was like, oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. We're just going to get 2 episodes of this guy John Wicking it. Oh, and it didn't. So I was like amped up for the second episode. Oh, this is gonna get good. And it's almost like all of the momentum was just like, and the second episode just comes. Like, what the fuck? Oh.
So,
and then one of the other main
so
characters is a thing. I mean, obviously it's paid off at the end as a thing, but whatever. But she refuses to use guns. This is a John Wick. Got the fucking gun, bitch. Shoot someone. And then there's that other bit when then like I said, the shitty kung fu, where like during the big final boss battle, there's this like really crazed, like what's the word? Laser focused, got the blinders on.
One of the twins.
One of the twins. Like, my job is to kill, and that's all I'm gonna do. I don't give a shit if I die, but I'm gonna die trying to kill someone, right? That kind of thing. And then I think that her and her brother do this whole, like, really? That's what you're gonna do against this guy who you've clearly seen is a crazed killer and very good at it because that's his job. And you're gonna do shit? Like, what the fuck? And it was just so bad. It was so bad. And even the end when they killed the fucking Passion of Christ guy, it was like, it was so underwhelming.
Yeah.
But it was cool, I guess, to see, like, if you have watched the John Wick movies, it was cool to see like the blossoming relationship between Winston and Sharon. That was pretty cool. I guess.
So they definitely want you to have that one feeling like, I guess that was cool, but it's like that's not even 5% of the series, dude, of this mini series. Like, who gives a shit? Like, we don't even see their relationship. He actually blackmails Sharon, who then, I mean, I guess it's part of the plan. Sharon just rats him out. It's like, yeah, folks are coming to kill you, Mel Gibson, and I'm your loyalist number 1. Bring my dad back from Africa. And he's like, okay. But because Mel Gibson killed Sharon's favoriteest cellist, it's on. Like,
yeah.
One of the rules is you may not commit business on the premises, meaning you may not kill anybody also. And Mel Gibson kills a cellist, spoiler alert, and nothing comes of it. Like, he even like brags about it. It was like, goddamn right I killed that bitch. He's trying to steal my Sharon. Like, I can't let him steal my Sharon.
My Sharon.
There should have been consequences for that. I like what you did there. There should have been consequences for that. And at no point, no one's just like, yeah, whatever. You killed a violinist. Who cares?
A cellist.
Maybe it was a bassist. I don't remember. But yeah, this could have been so much better, and it was not. And shit, I might have to just downgrade now to 2 out of 5. I think you talked me into it, Mike. 2 out of 5.
Well, after episode 1, as I said to you, I was like, it was like a low 3, but that was mainly because that ending of episode 1 kind of lured me into a false sense of excitement of like, oh shit's about to go down now. Yeah. I feel bad giving it like a 2, but it's definitely not a 3. So let's go with 2. But do you know what? And I'm pretty sure, so I don't know these guys personally, but I'm pretty sure if they tried to do this, they definitely could have done this, made this happen, right? And I'm about to say something, and if you haven't seen the show, The Continental, then this is going to go straight over your head, which is fine. And if I try to give you some of the information from the beginning of the show, then it's just going to ruin what I'm about to say anyway. So whatever, live with my life choices. But what could have actually saved this show? Because sometimes, like if something's trashy all the way through, but the ending is awesome, you kind of almost forget how bad the rest of it was, and you kind of like, because it's the last thing you remember. That was fun. That was really good. I enjoyed that. Right?
It's rare.
It's rare, but could you imagine, right? If you will, if the ending, because the ending is just, and again, blah, but if at the end it cuts to modern day Ian McShane as Winston, sitting in the Continental with like a glass of scotch or whatever he used to drink in John Wick movies, right? And he just looks into the camera and goes like, and that's the story of how all this came to be. And then it cuts to a confused looking Keanu Reeves. And he's like, wait, so did you build the car park? And then that's the end of it. Boom. That's how the show ends. That would have been great. I would have been I would have loved that. But I'm pretty sure they could have made that happen. They seem like the kind of guys that, if I'm free, I'll fly. Oh yeah, I'll fucking film that thing. I think that'd be fun.
They could have 100% done that. However, the car park gimmick in episode 1 was a con. The money was never going to a car
but that'd been the punchline, like, because John Wick didn't get the whole story. Right? Like, you know what I mean? He was just still like hung up on the car parks. Like, wait, what's the car parks about?
Let me riddle you this then, Batman. Who would have played John Wick? Because he couldn't get Keanu Reeves. I mean, I guess we could have de-aged him, but again, no, budget.
But I'm talking. But I was talking about like, so basically the whole premise of the show was modern day, quote unquote, Winston just telling John Wick the story. Because John Wick
have modern day 50-year-old John Wick. It would have to be like 18-year-old John Wick.
It wouldn't have to be 18. It would just be John Wick from like
22-year-old John Wick. It can't be modern day Keanu Reeves.
Oh no, but I'm saying this could have taken place, like that little scene could have theoretically taken place like a year or 2 before John Wick the movie. It was before he retired, or as he was retiring, maybe. And I don't know.
No, bad time. I like the idea. I hate the placement. Like this would be a thing that Winston was John Wick's mentor. That much I got out of the series.
But I think for the thing to hit, it would have to be Ian McShane and Keanu Reeves. It would have to be them for that bit to hit.
If we're doing a de-aging thing, sure. But this is a TV show, so I'm not committing that money to it.
Yeah. Well, it would
have to be this dude Colin. But so just go with me on my route here. Who would play young John Wick?
No, I don't know. No, the whole point of that scene in my brain is to have
your brain is wrong.
Keanu Reeves in it. For people to go, hey,
can't have Keanu Reeves in.
Well, then forget it. Then
Peacock cannot afford Keanu Reeves' day rate.
The other idea I had was, as it was panning up the Continental at the end, and you saw Winston drinking his white champagne or whatever. As it was going up, it kind of aged, blah blah blah, and then you saw Ian McShane and Lance Reddick, but he's obviously unfortunately passed away, so that wouldn't work. He wouldn't be in it.
It would still be a prequel, so it would. So the sentiment would still be there.
No, but I'm saying you're not getting.
No, I hear what you're
use
saying.
the actors from the movies.
I get it. I get what you're saying, stupid. I get what you're saying. And in your alternative scene, Ian McShane and the gentleman who played Sharon, who was unfortunately dead now. Yes, you could actually you could create that scene. Even digitally, you could have the gentleman who played Sharon in the John Wick movies be there. That would not actually be hard. That they could have probably put that in the budget. Keanu not.
No, Keanu Reeves just seems like if he was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll do that for free. I'm in the area. Like if he likes
not doing that one.
You reckon he's not?
Yeah, he's not doing this one. I imagine he's just like, yeah, I'm busy that day. Sorry, guys.
I'm doing my hair.
I'm subscribed though. I'll give it a thumbs up or whatever. Yeah. Keanu's not being a part of this project. I don't think Keanu's done any TV ever.
Oh, that seems like a challenge. Let me just look at his Wikipedia page. Now, obviously, if
even Colin Farrell has done an episode of Scrubs, but
that was
Keanu,
a great episode of Scrubs. Right, I'm going to see what he's done on TV. Nice he must have done something on TV, and I'm not going to use early stuff because obviously everyone did TV early on. Like for example,
I don't think he's done early TV.
Oh yeah, in 1984.
I might be wrong about that.
He was in an episode of Hanging In.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
Let's see. In a year,
let's say before Bill and Ted,
what?
Or after Bill and Ted. After Bill and Ted. Does he do any TV after Bill and Ted?
Do you count a web TV show?
Ooh. That's a whole different medium, actually.
Yeah, apparently,
so, no, I don't,
according to Wikipedia.
I would say that's lower than TV.
Between 2016 and 2018, Keanu Reeves starred in 13 episodes of the TV or the web television series Swedish Dicks as Tex.
Oh. Is this an Adult Swim show? Is this a Swedish show?
It says it's an American Swedish comedy web television series created by Peter Stormare. You know Peter Stormare, right?
Of course, I have all his work.
You do know him.
I don't.
He's always the bad guy in everything. He was. Let me find the one you. I can see he was in.
Was
do you
he
remember
in the Jackie Chan movie? We just
speak of the connection. He was in Constantine with Keanu Reeves. He played the devil.
Hilarious. Okay. Do
you remember that guy?
Yeah. I don't remember. I know I've seen that movie. I do not remember anything about it. I remember not liking it.
What?
I remember going, this is some bullshit.
Constantine's one of my favorite movies. That shit's awesome.
We might have to do a Waffle Box viewing then.
Or watch along. That could be fun.
That's what I'm saying.
But no, other than Swedish Dicks, the last TV show he was involved in was he did the voice for Ted Logan in the animated Bill and Ted cartoon show.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's not a TV guy. So he's not a TV.
Definitely not a TV guy. That Swedish Dicks thing, he clearly had all the faith in. Because it's created by my mate. So I'll do it. I'll do a voice for you. I don't give a shit. Or maybe he wasn't. Now I'm gonna have to Google Swedish Dicks, which is gonna be a whole problematic thing. Because you're gonna have a huge problem with your Google search engine there, man. You're gonna need you need to go into your search history and specifically delete.
Let's see what happens. Swedish Dicks. Ah. It took me straight to the TV show. I'm impressed.
Oh, that's great. Oh, the best case scenario. All right. Here, the whole time I was expecting to just see nothing but uncircumcised Swedish cocks.
And there's a Swedish Dicks official trailer, which definitely looks like it has Keanu Reeves in it. This is well, I guess I know what I'm going to be doing the rest of the night. I'm going to be watching Swedish Dicks.
You do that.
Give me all those Swedish Dicks.
Isolate that drop, Lathan.
Because everyone knows Swedish people are the best looking people in the world. So I imagine their penises are on point.
They're pretty attractive, and yeah, those guys gotta be pretty hung. Even like the least hung dudes, like probably packing 6 inches.
Oh, and that like their pubes are probably like this luscious blonde manes.
I think there's probably a government institution that makes them wax everything.
No, I imagine if I'm looking at a Swedish ball sack, I'm imagining like Hulk Hogan.
Tell us more about this ball sack.
But in its prime, young Hulk Hogan when his hair actually looked half decent. You know what I mean? That kind of straight blonde. You know what I'm talking about.
Wow. I would hope to never have Kush that long. In fact, I go out of my way to make. I'm picturing it.
Picture those Swedish
I'm right there.
testicles.
I'm there.
They look glorious. Those are some.
I'm not going to deny that.
Those are some marvelous meatballs right there.
I'm gonna be like, yeah, I wish that was me.
Those are some. I don't know. I was trying to think more alliteration, but I'll give up. Anyway, speaking of glorious testicles.
So yeah, the Continental sucked dilly.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, kids.
2 out of 5.
I wish it was better. 2 out of 5. There you go. We did it.
I'm just trying to think that if you're a really big fan, like huge fan of the John Wick series, and you literally have 4.5 hours to kill,
and they do, they all do.
This isn't horrendous. Like, you're not gonna feel like you wasted.
It's a competent storyline. It's just not good for the subject matter.
It could have been way better.
This could have been anything and not been a part of the world of John Wick. Okay, we didn't have to even call this the Continental.
I'm sure like the budget was a thing. I'm sure that was a thing. And most of the budget went to fucking Jesus or whatever his name is.
I hope they went to Jesus. Oh my God, he's got enough money.
As he was like just bashing over.
Yeah, no, Mel Gibson was on set for a week. He was on set for a week. He did not do much more than that. It's honestly weird that he's not in more of this. Yeah. But we should have had a whole thing where like we learn about how he. We should have had a whole thing where we actually like see again if we're doing a mini, we could just do a 2-hour movie, or within this 4.5 hour feature, we could have done a whole thing where like, yeah, I took these 2 kids under my wing, I trained them to be the best assassins or whatever they're supposed to be, and this is how they repay me. Like we could have got all that out of this. This whole thing is inconsistent. It could have been so many different things, but this is what we got, and yeah,
I would have
it's wildly disappointing.
Like, yeah, a prequel, like show a young Winston. No, but like show a young Winston meeting a young John Wick and taking him, like that story would have been way more interested in this.
I'm 100% sure they had plans for that for the sequel.
Oh.
Like this wasn't a one and done thing. They left it up like it, because they did a prequel. We can have so many more adventures about how Winston is defending the Continental. Some other rival gang tries to take over.
The Continental episode
and that's why
2.
prequels are terrible. That's why prequels are terrible. Go forward, people.
Yeah, let's
go forward.
I mean, I'm pretty sure this is 119 episodes of Waffle Box. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this, but I'm not I hate prequels. I hate the premise of the prequel.
Same.
Because, like, at no point Was you like, oh my God, Winston's in danger? Like, you know he's not going to die because he's in the fucking movies. Like, it's like,
right.
It was stupid.
There's also a cooler way to do a prequel. You have the Disney Plus, right?
I do. I'm a big fan of BP.
So there's an entire Lego Star Wars series where things are happening outside of the universe. They're all happening within the timeline. So like from episode 3 all the way up to episode 6, like these folks are just doing their thing. But then all of a sudden, like, oh my God, someone just blew up the Death Star. And then they actually have to like react to that. And that's the adventure that you that takes place. Like, that's an interesting story. And yet it's just fucking Legos in the guise of Star Wars. Like, John Wick could have done something like that.
Lego
fucking
porn?
Legos. No, not Lego porn. Although I'm sure that exists too. Since you mentioned it, it definitely now exists. If it didn't before, it does now.
People disgust me. Jesus. Right, if you're still with us at this point, Continental, Peacock, 2 out of 5.
2 out of 5.
Swedish dicks.
Swedish dicks. Swinging, baby.
Let's end the show. Let's wrap this bad boy up on, as we always like to do, give all the warm and fuzzy feels. It's time for this week's feel-good story of the week.
That's the coolest fucking story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane. Can I hear it again?
This week's feel-good story of the week takes us to Florence, which I don't put this. Florence, is that Florida?
Florence, Italy.
I'm pretty sure it's definitely in, but anyway, doesn't matter. But Florence Fire and EMS were assisting on a medical call at a house recently. And police officers Michael Stanaland, Hunter Jacobs, Andrew Fields, and Mason Cook, that's where I know it's definitely not in Italy. There's no Italians called Hunter Jacobs. That's an American boy right there. That's an American boy.
Sons of expats?
Maybe. But yeah, so the police officers, these 4 police officers, were assisting Florence Fire and EMS on a medical call when they noticed, as after leaving the house, that the lawn and the landscaping had become severely overgrown. Oh, dear.
Mm-hmm.
And they later learned that the resident was in poor health and unable to maintain the upkeep of the lawn and landscaping himself. So after their overnight shift had taken place and had finished their shift, the 4 of them gathered their own lawn equipment and went back to the house in the morning to mow the lawn and clean up the landscaping for the old fella who was ill and all that stuff. Quote, in speaking with these officers, none of them did this for recognition. They did this because they knew the right thing to do is to always try and help those in need, the Florence Police Department said in a statement. They hope that this will inspire others to never pass up an opportunity to perform an act of kindness. What a guy. What a bunch of guys.
Nice. That's how you want your first responders to act.
Yeah. Hey, police, do more of that. That's how you get your reputation back up. Get your PR guys to be like, hey, do more landscaping and less. Kidding. Anyway, well, there you go. So shout out, I will give a shout out once again to Florence Naples in Italy, the good old Italian boys of Michael Stanaland, Hunter Jacobs, Andrew Fields, and Mason Cook. Because you are
all right.
Bellissimo.
Nice.
A spicy meatball. But that wraps up another episode of Waffle Box. Thank you very much for tuning in, watching, and listening. If you are listening to this, you can go to youtube.com/@WaffleBoxPod, and you can watch our ugly faces. That's a joke. We are incredibly attractive. We are like, if anything, if you watch the video of this podcast, you probably have to watch it twice because you watch it once, and then by the time you get to the end of the podcast, you're like, oh my god, I wasn't even paying attention to what they were saying because they are so good looking. And then you have to rewatch it again, and then after that, you be like, you know what? Actually, I'm going to go to Spotify and just listen to it because their faces are too distracting because they are too beautiful. That's a common
thing that happens.
It happens. It happens. So don't feel bad. But yes, go to enjoywafflebox.com for all the links where you can watch, listen to, subscribe. You can go to twitch.tv/waffleboxplays. Occasionally I play some video games over there. You go to patreon.com/wafflebox or extrawaffle.com to get early access to this podcast and some bonus episodes coming up, like maybe soon, who knows, maybe a Constantine watch along. Because then me and Kush will just be arguing about why it's one of the greatest movies of all time, and he doesn't.
I might like it on the second rewatch.
Maybe. We'll see. Yeah. Kush, what's anything good coming up on the microdose?
No plans for the microdose this week, but maybe you're available, Mike Fish. I don't know. Like, I'm just throwing this out there right now, as of right now.
What do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about the Continental on Peacock?
We can talk about anything you want to talk about, baby. We can talk about this tomorrow or Wednesday or whenever. But yeah, if you're not available, you're not available.
Well, today's Wednesday, obviously, because this is the best part of Wednesday.
Oh, we should get right into this, shouldn't we?
But yeah, we'll talk. So maybe, maybe check out a new episode of Microdose on Person of the Family, starring an English guy named Mike Fish. Who knows? But yeah, follow us on socials on the X at WaffleBox, WaffleBoxPod on Instagram and Facebook. I'm at Only Mike Fish. Go to Facebook.com and search for Cushford Hayes, and you can follow this crazy guy and all that good stuff. But it's a good night from me. It's a good night from Kush. Lathan, say good night to the good people.
Good night, everyone. Hugs and kisses to the family.
Beautiful. And until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.
That's all, folks.